Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have something that I have never seen before, and that is a Kitakami replay. I've never, in my entire World of Warships career, watched a game from a Kitakami player's perspective. I know, crazy, right? Especially with it being in the news recently with her reintroduction into the game. But I've never seen this. I've never at all. So, I'm back, by the way. I went on a museum ship road trip. You should see those videos start popping up here on the channel pretty soon. And if you want to get a bit of a hint at where we went and what ship we saw, you can check out the second channel, where I put up our escapades from other activities that we did on those days, other museums that we went to. You can get a pretty good idea of what ships we went and saw. But again, those videos will be up here on the channel fairly soon. And since I got back at a crisp 2 o'clock in the morning, we are just checking out this replay for today's video. And when I got back this morning, I woke up and I'm like, man, I gotta figure out something for today's video. I'm kind of tired. And you know, we did 2 replays already, but maybe there's something extra special. And I checked in my inbox, and sure enough, Thunderchild had sent in this replay. So the Kitakami is an interesting ship. She was first introduced into the game way back in the day. And she was removed because, well, I mean, look at the side of this ship. Look at all the torpedoes. 40 torpedoes this ship carries. And if you think back to older World Warships, friendly fire, for one, was a thing. So you can imagine giving someone the ability to just dump 40 torpedoes in the water at one point in time. That's kind of insane. More so because it's a threat to your team more than anything else. So, as you can see here, Thunderchild has already dumped 2 sets of torpedoes towards the enemy team. And the Kitakami has been revamped quite a few times. If you notice, her torpedo tubes are loading one at a time, well, one rack at a time, in order to kind of, you know, mitigate the torpedo spam rather than have all of them load at the same time. And you can switch between the deep water torpedoes like he's throwing out right now towards the, well, the GK, which that's, hey, I mean, as a GK player, many of us do eat many a torpedo. He's opening up with his bow guns, and I just noticed too, all the guns in the Kitakami are entirely located into the bow. This thing is truly just a torpedo barge. Again, I've never seen Kitakami gameplay. This is so interesting to me. But yeah, so she is a cruiser now rather than a destroyer, so she does have a citadel. Oh, that Burgon. That Burgon might be an early first kill. He's going to eat 1, 2, I think 2 for sure. Yeah, 1, oh man, 3 torpedoes. There goes, well, 2/3 of his HP. Wow. Man. So he has swapped over to the normal torpedoes for his second round of gifts towards the enemy team. And those might hit the Burgon, depending on what that Burgon does. Nah, looks like he's turning out. Yeah, he might clip him with 1 or 2. But yeah, so she is a cruiser now, so she does have a citadel, and she didn't get very much armor buffs from my understanding. So it's a ship that is incredibly easy to just delete out of the water if you do catch her lacking. Oh, yep, there we go. Thunderchild does pick up his first kill on the Burgon. And there's a U-2501, what's the other ship? I noticed that. And a Thrasher. So there's either a U-2501 or a Thrasher over here. And the Kitakami does have depth charges on his deck. So he's got to go over here and drop these on top of the... What is it? Is it? Okay, so the 2501. Hey, there's a 2501. That's uncomfortably close. Dumps his torpedoes at the U-2501, ironically. Misses him because he is at periscope depth. He does get 1 torpedo from the 2501. 2501 is surfacing now, and he uses the Kitakami's 41st torpedo, the secret torpedo. Oh, that's funny. It's even funnier that the corpse of the 2501's holding him there. So he is flooding for 24 more seconds. He does have his heal going though, so he should be okay. But look at that. That just about deleted the Kitakami. Man. Well, I mean, hey, he got 2 kills now. That's funny. That's the second replay within like a week, but we've had a surface ship just ramming a submarine. Oh, good times, good times, good times indeed. All right, so I hope he's got a adrenaline rush going, because if he does, his torpedo reload time should be much more improved. We'll see that here in a second. He was a minute and 1 second for one rack, and we'll see that here in another 35 seconds. That's the thing with the Kitakami too. Now, if you do want to absolutely vomit out torpedoes, you do have to, well, wait 5 minutes for them to reload. So that's a bit much. And the teams, I wasn't even looking at the teams, not looking too well for the enemy team here at the moment. They are down a submarine, a cruiser, and a battleship. 2 of those courtesy of Thunderchild here. Friendly team is down a battleship, but the enemy team is picking up more buffs, so if the battle does prolong itself, that's going to, you know, kind of favor the enemy team, because those buffs will have more time to work. There goes the friendly 2501, like the healing buff. The friendly team does not have that going on, so they aren't getting any passive healing while the enemy team is up, and there goes the Yamagiri. Look at that. Alright, so let's see. Got the the standard torpedoes, I should say, up now. And I'm trying to catch when that next rack starts loading up, see if he does have adrenaline rush going on. So, he is the only one, he and this Tashkent are the only 2 that are this far out wide to the west. Most of the friendly team seems to have Lemming Train down to the east. The Agir and the GK are working their way back over here. It does seem like they've realized what's going on, because they're about to get surrounded by that group of ships down in the south going up. Hey, look, it gets a fire on the Kunming. So that's always something you don't want to have happen. Ooh, there we go, there we go, there we go. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That Kunming is about to play a survival minigame that is rigged against them. Yami firing HE, somebody shoot that man. That's a joke, YouTube. Okay, so it looks like the Kunming did... Nope, he did not dodge the first rack. So that's his 3rd kill there. Gets a devastating strike for that as well. Oh, man. That's fun. That's just the first little string of torpedoes, not even the wall that he sent after that. Alright, so... he's begging the GK to pick up the healing buff, which as a GK player, especially a GK player at 4k HP, I would definitely be doing my damnedest to pick that up at the moment. But the GK does also have Satsuma looking at him right now, so that's just unfortunate. Yeah, there we go. And with the defense, gets him defense. Very good ship, and a ship that is infinitely more better than the Kitakami in my opinion, and is definitely worth picking up if you have the resources. That is, of course. So the key area has appeared now, and it's the Tashkent and Thunderchild here and the Kitakami that are charging into it. He's popped another heal. He's going to get back up to roughly about 50k HP. 50% HP. Yeah, again, I'm sorry. I got off a plane like 7 hours ago. So, yeah. Alright, so the Azuma is turning out of the cap. The Agir is going for the hill, thankfully, it looks like at least. So you got a Montana and a Satsuma. Oh, this is a super ship game, by the way. I think there's a double super... Ooh, when the GK does go down. Double super ship, double submarine game. Gotta love it, right? Alright, so the defense, Azuma, those guys are on the menu right now. The defense is coming into the cap. They did pick up the healing buff now. Dumps 2 racks of torpedoes at the defense. And the Tashkent is doing Tashkent things and trying to burn down the Azuma. Thrasher is over by the C cap playing with the U4501. Looks like the U4501 is unfortunately at a major disadvantage simply because there is a surface ship over there, the enemy Montana, that's throwing his depth charge planes at him. Alright, Thunderchild pops his smoke again. Lets the main guns rip. Again, fellas, anytime a DD or a cruiser, torpedo cruiser, fires their guns at you, it's because they want you to focus on them and, well, not pay attention to the potential torpedoes coming in your direction. But ironically, he starts a fire on the defense. What he's probably doing here is he's trying to get the defense to burn his damage con, because he hit him with a fire, now he's hit him with a flooding, now he hit him with a fire. He's trying him to pop that damage con so it runs its course, so when that next rack of torpedoes gets to the defense, even if he only clips him with one, that's going to put an instance of flooding on him, and that's going to be guaranteed damage because he's burned his damage con. However, I don't think that's going to matter in this situation because just the torpedoes are going to kill him the alpha from the torps themselves. So that is kill number 4 for Thunderchild here in the Kitakami, and they are taking the A cap as well. So this is going to be a big points pickup for the friendly team because this sucker, every time it ticks, you get 10 points. Observe. Ooh, okay, but then the 4501 goes down. But look at this. Look at this points gain now. So even though they're down 4 ships now, they will here very shortly have the points advantage just from the main cap. That is if none of the enemy ships get into the main cap in time. And look at that. They're already at 300 points, 320 points. It's a major, major points gain here. So they have 4 ships left. The Satsuma and the Yami are finally starting to make their way over from the western side of the map. Thankfully, the heal is still running. Well, not the heal is still that the heal is still running. That they have the healing buff still active. So Thunderchild is licking his wounds right now, and there you go. Someone has entered to the cap. It's the enemy Satsuma. I mean, look at that. They went from being 300 points behind to now they're only 70 points behind. So if they can get this to work, if they can just hold on to this cap and get this to work, they can pull it out here. Now, keep in mind too, this reload buff is going to help Thunderchild tremendously because, well, I mean, he has 40 torpedoes that, you know, if he can get those reloading quickly, that's going to be quite the wall of skill that he can send towards the enemy team that much faster. So he did pick up the reloading buff, so he's got a Montana out there throwing some torps in his direction. And the Satsuma is going to be a bit of a tough cookie because he is hugging that island oh so tenderly. Looks like Thunderchild is also going towards the healing buff in the A cap, which is a good thing. I mean, heck, more healing you can get on your ships, the better. But the enemy team does have full healing buffs going as well right now, too. So they have a pretty substantial amount of healing. If they want to take out the Satsuma, they're definitely going to have to focus all their efforts on him. But it looks like he is moving. He swapped over to his deep water torpedoes. He spotted for a second. There's a Fletcher running away from the scary gunboat that is the Kitakami. That gun setup is so weird. I mean, it's working out right now because, well, the Fletcher's right there. So, did he get any deep water torpedoes out at the Satsuma? I think he got a little bit. Yeah, he did. That's right when the Fletcher popped up. Okay, he got 1 rack, exactly. So, dumps an entire side of his Kitakami at the Fletcher. But unfortunately, the Tashkent does go down. Okay, let's see if the Fletcher can play Dance Dance Revolution here. And... No, he cannot. He cannot. There's Kraken and Confederate. Fletcher eats 3 torpedoes, which that's enough for him to, well, no longer be in the game. Alright, so man's got Kraken already. 146,000 damage done so far. Man, if he had Yamamoto on this ship would be goofy. And the Satsuma is starting to walk towards the island that he's taking refuge behind. Ooh, eats a wall of torpedoes there from... What was that from? It was probably either the Tashkent or... I wasn't paying attention. Maybe that the submarine was still up? I don't know. But it ate torpedoes. And here comes Thunderchild with a fresh round for it. He flexes by shooting at the Satsuma. Sets a fire on the Satsuma. What is the fire chance of the Kitakami? God, you are flying close to the sun here, Thunderchild. Let's see. Overpins. Ooh, yeah, overpins saved the day there. 6 torpedoes into the side of the Satsuma. Satsuma burns out for his 2nd devastating strike. And his 6th kill of the match. So the enemy team is currently down on points. Friendly team is up on points by 200 at this moment. They're holding the A cap. Someone else has entered into the arena. Ah, the submarine. This will be the Thrasher. This is going to be a bit harder to deal with. Depends on if he's as gung-ho as the 2501 player that just, rolled up and rammed him. So he is going to pick up the damage buff there. So that is the second charge of the damage buff. Enemy team has the full damage buff going, along with one stage of the reload buff. Friendly team has 2 stages of the reload buff going as well. That is the very sick. Oh, that's a very dead Yami now. But the torpedoes are well on the way to the Montana. It looks like he might clip him with a couple, and the points are still ticking in their favor. But there we go. The Thrasher has surfaced in the cap again. Okay, got what, 1 torpedo hit on the Montana. All right. Ooh, the Azuma does have him in his sights. He's out of smokes. He's out of heals. So that's a very scary place for any lightly armored ship to be. Although the Azuma is, well, not paying attention to him. Looks like they're both focusing on the Satsuma. The Satsuma is at full health. Well, because he sat on the other side of the map for so long. So that's a ship that can very easily just pound their way through a Montana. So hopefully that'll be kind of a secured thing over there, but we'll see. Launches 2 more sets of torps at the Azuma as the Azuma maneuvered to avoid his torpedoes. Unfortunately, he really can't stick around because, well, I mean, it's an Azuma, and the Kitakami is hardly a tanky ship as we've already discussed, but those torpedoes look pretty good. Get some defended ribbons out of that. He's doing everything he can to reset the cap, and again, he's trying to get that Azuma's attention on him and trying to get him to turn all his guns toward him so he needs more of his torpedoes. But unfortunately, the Azuma does dodge that. He has hit an island. Some idiot put an island in his way. Here comes the HE from the Azuma, and I think this might be... Ooh, that was almost very bad. But, I mean, his fate might be sealed here. He's going down guns blazing, trying to take the Thrasher with him. Here comes the second round of HE. Yep. And there we go. Dang. 6 kills, 200, and what's the final tick going to be? 49,000 damage and a loss. Oh my gosh. High caliber, Kraken Unleashed, Die Hard, 2 devastating strikes, and Confederate. What was his base XP? 2,400 base XP on a loss. Wow. Wow. Dang. He he has more base XP than most of the enemy team, with the exception of the Montana, who had a 3k base XP game. Dang. So, that's an interesting Kitakami replay to watch, isn't it, fellas? Thank you, Thunderchild, for sending that in. It's a very interesting ship, isn't it, guys? Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to get it because I don't have enough time or enough resources, so very sad indeed. But thanks for sharing yours with us at Thunderchild. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. And again, if you're interested in seeing those museum ship, or a sneak peek at those museum ship videos, make sure to check out the second channel for that. Hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday and wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.